Hello and welcome to our podcast about bullying. This is the second episode in which we are going to talk about the victim's perspective. My name is Daria and I'm here with Frederick today. So we are going to start talking about the victim's perspective. And the first question that I have for you is, what is actually a victim and when is someone considered a victim?
Good question. I would say a victim can be very different, because I would say the setting, if we're talking about youth school environment, which is an environment we all been through, I would say a victim is someone who is easy to target for the bully itself. If you're a bully, you usually don't go for the big ones, you go for the small ones. If you're a bully, I would say you go for the maybe not the normal ones, but the more awkward ones, and etc. But I would say also that a victim is someone who is repeatedly a target by the same group of people or the same person itself several times to become a victim of bullying.
Okay.
Otherwise it might just be coincidence or something that just happened.
Okay, thank you. And how do you think victims should react in cases of physical bullying at first?
Well, when it comes to physical bullying, which can be quite harsh, I would say always a good reaction, even if that's maybe it's not the normal reaction you take, is of course to get in contact with someone, an adult, a counselor, a teacher, a neighbor, a parent, anyone, friends. Tell friends to go and talk to adults and etc. to just alarm and show, document as fast as possible your physical abuse. So it's there also. Yeah, I would say these are some steps.
Okay, so documenting and telling someone like parents, teachers, counselors, whatever we can trust, someone we can trust.
Yeah, and even a stranger.
Yeah,
just as long as it gets out and you don't keep it inside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And what do you think about the cases of verbal bullying? How do you think victims should react in those cases?
So again, there's different types. Being in the situation, it can be hard for you who are being bullied to actually react. There is good tips and points how to react by disarming bullies and so on. It's a good way to learn about it. I would say try to read up if you're bullied. Try to go into organization, etc. and read up how can you respond. Take those examples. Use friends. Use whatever power you have to be able to do it. But also react in a way that it's not personal. It's not about you. Try to understand the difference between one person's perspective and view of you and who you really are. So don't take it into yourself and create a reality of the words into yourself.
That's really interesting. And I was thinking about cyberbullying also, because it's becoming more and more popular. And victims of cyberbullying, it's kind of difficult for them also. So what can they do online? Because online is it's a different space. It's not really the same thing anymore.
No, exactly. Again, you have the normal routine of document it, save it. You can trust the internet that everything that is put there will stay there. There's always a way to search for it and find it. So you can always document if you're being bullied, who is doing it, etc. Of course, then you have also shutting down, blocking, etc. All these practical tips also, how to stop it going against you. Definitely, again, get others to come there, even if it's a friend watching and so on. If you want to respond, you can respond by accepting, but you're also putting a fish out for the hungry bully to just react. Reaction means counter-reaction usually when it comes to bullies, and they want a reaction from you. So ignoring is also actually a good tip, because again, it's not you, don't take it personal, try to just see the perspective from the bully trying to get attention from you. So don't give them the attention.
Yeah. Okay.
But try
don't
to
give them what they want.
Exactly, and try to disconnect. Try to find forums and etc. where you're accepted, where you can find people who pushes you up instead of dragging you down, and who gives you positive feedback instead of the bully feedback. So try to find your place to be online, but also try to disconnect from the other places, because you don't need to be everywhere. And also try to disconnect from social media. Try to just have a relaxing, pausing day of just non-mobile or social media, and just being with friends who likes you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And what are the effects of bullying on victims? How do they usually feel when they are a victim?
If you're being bullied, there's steps, I would say, how to become depressed. You get more and more closed, probably. Usually the approach is not to tell anyone, but usually you just keep silent and accept what's being said to you or being done to you, and it becomes your reality. So it can also connect you to your appetite. You might not eat, you might self-harm yourself because that pain is you controlling it instead of someone else. But there's several different steps of abuse and how long the bullying continues, because it usually gets worse and worse, but it's also very individual, because one word, 1 second can crash you and really make you hurt, and some can exist it for several years, and but there is definitely mental and physical reactions for being bullied, definitely. And also you have the short term, and then you have the long term effects also of it, feeling the lack of self-esteem and etc. that will haunt you for many years. So there's a
scale, and you climb it depending on how much time. Okay, and the last question for today: where can victims find help?
There is a lot of places to get help. That's the thing, that there's a lot of places to get help, but usually you don't use them. But today we have so much online support. There is chats, there is phone lines, etc., forums, etc. There are so many places where you can be anonymous, where you really can be behind a wall of security. There is, of course, school counselors, teachers. I would say that if one adult doesn't listen or take it seriously, just try to find one that does. Don't give up. Adults can be in a totally different environment, hectic life, etc., and don't really acknowledge the fact that you're being bullied, but just try to search for that person that will listen to you. Police, counselors, doctors, there's so many places that you can call. Friends, parents, your parents, etc. So just try until you find someone who will listen, and then you just try to,
Okay. Thank you so much for answering. I think that all the answers gave us a really valuable information that we can learn. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on the next episode when we are going to talk about the bully's perspective. Thank you.